It's all good.
Okay. Welcome to Aussie Coin Hunter. Okay guys, so the idea I have is I've seen on the internet there's a place in Canada and they sell basically an underwater pro pointer. It's completely waterproof. That's approximately 160. By the time I get it here, towards $200, I'd say. It's not a pro pointer as such, but it is the same thing but waterproof from a treasure hunting, metal detecting site. The idea that I had today was your pro pointer is about this in diameter, right? So this is how we traditionally use it. I've got a few coins there, a penny, a 2 cent, a 3 pence, 2 cents, and a 1 cent. And this is how we can do it sometimes as we're hunting or on an angle, right? But what I was thinking is, how can I use a pro pointer in water without it getting wet and stuffing it? First I thought of putting it in Ziploc bags, about 6 or 7 Ziploc bags to make it waterproof, but I thought there's still a risk. So for me, there's no point doing a water hunt like I want to without having some way of using a pro pointer, because it can be very hard to pinpoint where something is in water and in the sand and in the base of the creek or the river or whatever. So I'll show you what I've come up with. The pro pointer is this big in diameter. So what I found was this pipe. This is 40mm PVC plumbing pipe. Now look, it goes inside, right? What I just bought today, oops, I've just gone and put dirt all over it so it's sticking to it, is a 40mm PVC plumbing cap that will go over the end of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you quickly how this will work. What I'm going to do, here's the other end, is with the pro pointer on, stick it inside the tube. Now carefully tilt it so that it slides to the end. Now watch this. That's the penny, the 1 cent, the 2 cent, and the 3 pence. Now you're saying, well, it's not sealed. That's right. So what I'm going to have to do is take this off again and glue it so that it becomes waterproof and sealed. So what I'm going to do is glue it with that strong glue you saw me use, and then I'm going to put silicone around this edge, or just that same glue that I've been using to repair my AT Pro. Alright, I'm going to do some gluing now. Inside of my house I've got the water that comes out of my air conditioner on the roof, swamp heater or evaporative air conditioner. It comes into these big water tanks so we can use it in the garden, right? Don't waste any water. So this is going to be my test area. I'm going to stick the smallest coin I've got, which is one I found recently, which is 3 pence, 1951. I'm going to stick it in the bottom of this tank. Okay, it's in the bottom of the tank now. Now Michael's going to take over holding the camera. Don't drop it in the water, please. Now, film here, Mike. So now what I'm going to do, I've got my tube, I've cut it to just below chest height. Turn on my pro pointer. I'm going to carefully stick it inside. I have glued the cap on. Right, it's at the bottom now. This has been glued and dried now. So I'm going to stick it in. Find the coin. Now, that's it in the bottom of the tank. Now the pro pointer is dry. There it is, go down. So if you're looking for a target down in the water, let's get the torch. So I don't know if you can see the coin right there, and as I get close, it'll help with pinpointing. Now the other bonus of this is it keeps the pro pointer dry. It's down in the water. It's nearly just under 1 metre deep. Not only that, if you look here, mate, this pipe, down the pipe, where the pro pointer is, as you have it in your hand, see there's metal there, it's picking it up. On the side of this tank there's a metal drain pipe, it's picking it up. So your pro pointer works as it would normally. Very accurately. Not only that, look at the top part. This at the top here, it is making your pro pointer louder than it normally is through the noise coming up through the pipe in the water. So it increases the volume when you're finding a target. But you can go in the water without waterproofing the pro pointer. So I'm going to just look in there, see if there's any water. Doesn't look like it because I already tested anyway. Don't look there. So there's our coin. Found it, but you would then, once you've pinpointed, go to find your target. So if you look here, Mike, so here, this is my invention. So you don't have to buy risk attempts to waterproof your pro pointer, which will avoid the warranty, but you can stick it in this tube. This is an early prototype, but perhaps you could, we'll see how it goes. You might need to put a tube on, or you might need some way to have it so that this cannot tip over and then it fills with water and ruins the pro pointer. So that's my first thing. Basically, it needs development, but at the end of the day, I could even cut it shorter, have it to be the true length of the pro pointer with a, like, just bigger than that, have another cap here, boom, and then, but you've got to be able to seal it. And I think what I like about this is quickly you can slide it in and out and use it, have the volume made louder through the hole in the top, and that's a plus. But of course there would need to be, I did think of putting perhaps some sand around on the base of it, quite a bit of sand in little bags, which would hold it down so it sits up straight in the water. Don't know, I'm going to play around with it a bit more. Alright, so that's my invention there. I think that makes it accessible to everybody anywhere in the world. You can buy the parts for it at any plumbing store or hardware store, I'm sure. If you couldn't, then I'm sure with a little bit of looking you could find it. But the other side of this is you could put Vaseline on the top half and then put another cap on, and then just put Vaseline around once it's on, just on where it joins, and then tape it up with duct tape. This then allows anybody, anywhere, even if they fall over, it'll be waterproof. But you can also use it as something to help you traverse the water, check the depth in an area or a body of water that you're in, especially creeks and rivers and stuff, so that you don't go somewhere deeper and the next minute it's filled with water because you've pulled it down with you into the water. The pipe makes the pro pointer loud, or louder, and you can feel the vibrations through the PVC pipe. So yeah, quite a few pluses there, and I did come up with something that you'll see of how to prevent that happening, of you dropping it in the water as you do your hunts. So, but yeah, just check it out. I'll show you some footage now. Once you have the strap, you can drag it behind you as you go along. Base of the bridge, and up there. So we've got a bigger bridge here, made out of wood, but these look like the originals, still here. We've got something here. Seems pretty big if I can get it all over. About 90, 93, 99. Like an aluminum grill. Alright, now in this clip here you're going to see me using the Pro Pointer, and it's actually, the tube makes it louder. I was very surprised the loudness, how much more it amplifies through the tube, the Pro Pointer, and it was actually over the noise of the water, which was quite cool. Now you see here, as I'm bending down, you can see the tube is hanging from my neck. So you're never, if you set it to the right length, you're never going to drop it in the water, as far as like if you're doing hunts in this depth of water. But you might need a cap if you go into deeper water, just to be sure. But in these kinds of situations, I think it's ideal. You can see my also see my handmade, homemade beach scoop. So you can see, although you're not holding it as you would a normal Pro Pointer, it is effective. You can have an extra long reach. You are using it the same as you normally do, but it's protected by the tube. You can see here, you can also use a method like this, so you're not bending down all the time. Because you've got the length of the tube, it enables you to do it at a distance too if you want. Okay, now you can see here the water's getting deeper, and in the next shot you'll see I'm using it as something like that I can support myself, but also get the depth of the water, which you'll see in just a minute. There it is. So, what do you think? Let me know, give some comments. I think it opens up a whole new field of detecting for guys who have wanted to do water hunts but couldn't because they're afraid they're going to destroy their $160 blooming Pro Pointer. So as I said before, you can put a cap on it, you can seal it in other ways. So you could also make it so that it's only as long, the tube only as long as the Pro Pointer, or just a bit bigger, so it's smaller. But I think that method's pretty good, because then you can get the Pro Pointer out in and out quickly. So, alright, please subscribe, but more than anything, please comment. And I love new subscribers. If you comment, I will reply to you. So, alright, take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care and happy hunting.